Guys, today we are witnessing a genuine, certified grade A act of corporate stupidity. In a move that feels less like a platform update and more like a fever dream, Steam has just built a digital wall between gamers and their global review scores. They saw a problem, and instead of fixing it, they decided to surgically remove numbers that were giving them a headache. It's like if your car's check engine light came on and instead of fixing the engine, you just ripped the light out of the dashboard. And the official reason for this glorious stupidity?
Review bombing.
You know, when thousands of angry gamers unite to collectively declare a game a digital dumpster fire. And Steam's solution to this mass protest wasn't to get smarter. Oh, no. It was to get dumber. They just decided to make the number you see not the real number. It's a localized number.
It's a bold, beautiful, and utterly idiotic
strategy that manages to insult everyone involved. It's an act of comedic genius by a company that probably wasn't even trying to be funny. So let's take an example of a beautiful and master-crafted game like Black Myth Wukong, which was mentioned in the article, which had an absolutely bonkers 850,000 positive reviews. But now, it shows an English-speaking user
just 64,000 reviews.
That's a drop of 786,000 reviews. That's a number so large, it makes my entire life's resume look like a shopping list. And the rest of those reviews from international fans, poof, gone, vanished into the digital ether. It's a global game with a global audience, and now it has a local nurtured score. I swear it's like having a party with 1,000 people, but you can only see the 30 people standing in your living room. What the heck? And what's Steam's argument?
We are here to help the players.
I'm sorry, what? Hiding over 3/4 of the positive reviews somehow helps me? The real reason is that they're trying to fix a problem that was honestly more of an inconvenience. But instead of fixing it with kindness, with thoughtfulness, and with compassion, they fixed it with a freaking sledgehammer, and in doing so, they've managed to hide a massive amount of genuine organic love for a game. It's basically a public relations suicide mission. They just punish developers for having fans that exist out of a single language. It's a magnificent, hilarious, and completely pointless act of self-sabotage. And now, for the true heroes of this story, the review freaking bombers. These guys wanted to tank a game score, and now Steam has basically handed them the keys to a tank and a map. Their original goal was to make a big stink, but now a small coordinated group can tank a game score for an entire language region with almost zero pushback. There is no longer a sea of positive reviews from international players to fight against. It's a targeted digital strike, and Steam basically just handed them the missile, the launch codes, and a free t-shirt that says,
I bomb you in the name of justice.
The very people this update was supposedly designed to stop are now more powerful than ever. The old system, for all its flaws, was a global tug of war. The positive reviews from a massive international audience could often overpower a review bomb. But now, that tug of war has been replaced by a small localized militia fight. And the review bombers are now the undisputed champions of their own little isolated digital background. Congratulations, Steam! You played yourself. Let's be clear, the issue isn't just the negative reviews, believe it or not. The issue is that the solution for the negative reviews has created a brand new, even funnier problem for the positive ones. Imagine this, you're a small indie studio from Sweden. You release a game and a massive community in Japan loves it and floods the review page with thousands of positive reviews. A gamer in the US comes to your page and all they see are a few hundred reviews. It honestly looks like a freaking ghost town. It looks like a red flag. What they don't see are thousands of highly recommended reviews written in Japanese. The developer's hard-earned global success is now a local mystery like Scooby-Doo. A developer who has worked for years to create a game that resonates with a global audience is now punished for it. Their international success is a liability. It's a system that tells developers to only appeal to a single region, which is the exact opposite of what the modern gaming industry is all about. It's the digital equivalent of a solitary policy, and it's a baffling move for a company that's always prided itself on being a
hub for a global gaming community.
And what was the official statement from Steam on this? They said it was to
More accurately reflect how the game is received in your own region.
Let's just sit on this for a second. More accurately, are they saying that a game's reception in Japan or Brazil is somehow less accurate than in my own region? If so, it's a condescending message that says,
We know you can't figure out a little filter button, so we'll just do it for you, sweetie. Mwah.
never mind that a player can just use a filter to sort reviews by language anyway. This entire update is a slap in the face to anyone who believes in a global connected gaming community. They are telling us they're helping us by making things more confusing. Huh? What you say now? They're telling us they're empowering us by hiding information. They're basically saying we've made a terrible decision, but we're going to put a positive spin on it so you don't realize how stupid it is. It's the kind of patronizing language that makes you want to throw your hands up in exasperation. It's a public relations nightmare disguised as a helpful feature, and it's hilarious to watch them try and sell it to an audience that's smart enough to see right through the nonsense. Now, this is much more than just a number. It's a breakdown of trust. It's a change to a system that, while imperfect, was at least transparent. We all know what the rules were. A global gaming review is just that. Now, the rules are changing, and it feels like they were changed just to hide an inconvenient truth. It makes you wonder what else is being changed behind the scenes. It creates a sense of uncertainty and suspicion. Can we even trust the real number anymore? Or is it just the number that Steam wants us to see? The entire gaming community has been a beautiful mess of languages, cultures, and opinions. We've always been able to use tools like Google Translate or just look at the raw number of positive reviews and get a sense of whether a game is worth it or not. It was a beautifully shared experience, but now we are just all in our own little digital bubbles, convinced that our little slice of the community is the whole pie. It's a sad, isolating move that changes the nature of the Steam platform. And the poor developers, the poor developers, they spent maybe 4 or 5 years of their lives making a beautiful game. They release it and it gets a huge reception in a few different regions. They're thrilled. You go to your Steam page and you see a massive 90% positive score with 50,000 reviews.
You can sleep peacefully at night.
Then the update happens and now the score on your page shows very positive with only 5,000 reviews. Mind you, your game still has all the positive reviews, but they are hidden. A new potential buyer clicks your page, sees the low review account, and immediately passes on your game. I kid you not, guys, I do the exact same thing even if a game had 99.99% positive reviews but only 500 reviews, I would pass on it. It's a silent killer for a developer's dream. They've been punished for having a global audience, for having a game that transcends a single language. Unfortunately, every developer has to spend now valuable time and resources trying to explain to their audience that the number they see isn't even the real number. They have to tell them,
No, really, we have thousands of other reviews. You just can't see them. You have to click this tiny button over here.
and of course, from Steam, they just got a big fat thanks for being a global success, but we are going to digitally sabotage you now from a company that's supposed to be on their side. The developers are the victims of a bad joke that isn't funny anymore. I honestly have no idea why would they think of an over-engineered solution when the simple solution to people are review bombing is to just not show the reviews. It's like if a restaurant started getting bad Yelp reviews and their solution was to just tear down the walls of the restaurant so no one could see inside. It's a nonsensical over-engineered fix for a problem that could have been solved with a simple filter update. You know, like the one that allows you to click a button that says,
Ignore reviews from my country.
oh, but no, they had to make it complicated, and in the process, they've made everything much worse. What a magnificent display of corporate arrogance. They could have simply added a more robust filter system that would give players more control over what they see. They could have had an option to view verified purchase reviews only. They could have seriously done so many things that would have actually empowered the user, but instead they chose the easy way out. They chose to put a wall and pretend the problem was solved. It's a coward's way out, and it's a move that is going to have a lasting impact on the way we perceive reviews on the Steam platform. And this isn't just an issue for developers, it's also an issue for gamers.
You, me, him, her.
As gamers, we want to know what the entire community thinks. I want to know if a game is a hit in a country that has a completely different gaming culture than mine. I want to know what the heck is happening in Mozambique. That gives me more information, not less. It makes me feel more connected to the global gaming community. But now, I feel like I am in a little digital box, only seeing what people in my own bubble think. It's the digital equivalent of an echo chamber, and it's a sad thing to see from a platform that's always been about
Connecting gamers worldwide.
It honestly makes the whole experience feel less authentic. It feels like a watered down version of what was once a global conversation. It's like you're trying to have a conversation about a movie with someone and they're only allowed to talk about the parts that were filmed in their city. It's frustrating, it's confusing, and it's completely unnecessary. It takes away from the joy of discovering a new game that has a passionate following in a place you've never even heard of. Go Mozambique! It takes away from the magic of the global gaming community. Now here are some stats for us nerds. The most beautiful part of this whole thing is that a player can still get the full global picture if they go down into the language breakdown filter. It's a few clicks away, but it's not the default. It's like they're saying,
If you're a real gamer, a real numbers person, you will find the real score. But for everyone else, here's a watered down version.
they've created a hidden stats page that most people won't even know exists. It's the most passive aggressive way to make a change I've ever seen. It's basically the equivalent of a teacher telling you,
The answer is on the back of the book, but I am not going to tell you that you can look there.
Now let's go back to the poor developers who are going to be affected by this. They will have a new PR nightmare on their hands. They have to release a statement that says,
Yes, our game is still mostly positive, but you just can't see all the good reviews. You have to click on the button to see them.
unfortunately, these poor guys are forced to defend themselves from a non-existent issue, all because of a company trying to look good in the public eye. It's honestly comedy of errors. They have to go on social media and explain to their audience that the number on the page isn't the real number. They have to tell them, we have a hidden number and it's a good number, we promise. It's an insane situation. They're forced to act like conspiracy theorists, all because a company decided to mess with a perfectly good system. It's honestly a real PR nightmare, and it's a brilliant example of how a simple mistake can have a massive, far-reaching impact on a company's reputation and its relationship with its audience. I do not want to go back to Epic Games, man. I love Steve so much. The grand irony of this is that the entire system was created to give voice to the people. The ability to review a game was supposed to be a way for players to have power. And now, that power has been filtered, localized, and controlled by a company that decided a number was just too dangerous to be seen by everyone. What is this, a freaking James Bond movie? It's a complete betrayal of the spirit of the system. It's a very funny, very sad, and very absurd thing to watch. It's a move that is going to make us all question the motives of a company that claims to have our best interests at heart. It's honestly a move that is going to make us all wonder if we can trust a company that claims to be protecting us. So that's the story. A company in a moment of panic tried to fix a problem that wasn't even a problem, and in the process they've made everything more complicated, more confusing, and more absurd. It's a cautionary tale for all of us. A number is just a number, but a simple solution is a very, very hard thing to find in a world that's obsessed with over-engineering everything. I am honestly and deeply hoping they will reverse this decision. But until then, we'll just have to deal with our new local digital realities. So to all developers out there, I really wish you the best of luck from the bottom of my heart. And to all my gaming brothers and sisters out there, let us unite together against this unreasonable decision so that we can support our developers and in return get the best and most beautiful games ever. Power to the people and the game developers and my gaming brothers and sisters out there. Hoorah, hoorah, hoorah!